I'd like to call the meeting to order, please, for the Northumberland County Board of Elections. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. To open the floor for public comment on agenda items only. Okay. A motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the minutes of the February 6, 2024 Election Board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. A motion is needed authorizing the Election Board to ratify the signing of the following reports on behalf of the Elections Office. Unofficial returns reporting form, certification of computation of election results, and final certification.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the following as a policy of the Northumberland County Board of Elections. The Elections Office will receive absentee and mail-in ballots and, in a timely fashion and as staffing permits, enter ballot information into the PA Department of State SURE system. This information will include indication as to whether the ballot is determined to be facially defective and the type of defect, as per the categories provided in the SURE system. The Elections Office will not send out notification to a voter that their ballot has been determined to be facially defective. The Elections Office will not permit the curing of facially defective absentee or mail-in ballots, but will inform voters that, if the voter believes their submitted mail-in or absentee ballot was defective, said voter may cast a provisional ballot at their polling station on Election Day. The Elections Office will direct polling station workers to permit voters who believe they have submitted a defective ballot to cast provisional ballots.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, any questions or input? Did you want to make any statements about this? Okay. All right. Okay. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Thank you very much. Announcements. April 23rd, 2024 is the primary, and the turnout was 24.19%, 13,200 votes total cast, 10,217 election day, 3,003 mail-in, absentee and military, and 20 provisionals. And our general election upcoming is Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Is there any old business? Any new business? Any additional public input?
Yes.
Is this the time to bring things up to you?
On elections, yes.
No, not on elections.
Not all,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right, then we are going to recess the Board of Elections, and thank you very much.
I would like to call to order the public meeting of the Northumberland County Commissioners. We did the Pledge of Allegiance, so we will forego that. Nathan, go ahead. What is this?
It's to announce the Penn State.
Okay, so a presentation to the Northumberland County Commissioners from Penn State Extension Quarterly Program Update in HPAI in dairy cows? Is that right?
Yes. That's one of the reasons we're here. A lot of folks don't know about it. It's been a recent emergence. I'd say back in March was the first time it was talked about, but I'll let Emily talk about it. So first of all, thank you, commissioners, for letting us come by and give you an update. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my time here to Emily. Emily is our dairy educator, our local one. She's based out of Union County, but she covers Northumberland County as well. And she's kind of our local expert on this emerging issue with HPAI and dairy cattle. So as much as I want to, I won't steal her thunder, and I'll let her take it from here.
All right, hi everybody.
Ethan, excuse me, do you know what that stands for, HPAI?
Yeah, so it's highly.
Ethan, do you know? I'm asking.
Pathogenic avian influenza.
Okay. I
Yes.
just wondered if you, okay.
Yeah, so that's correct. So you guys probably heard within the last 2 years, this HPAI, this bird flu, killed millions of chickens and turkeys and birds throughout the United States. And so we've had cases in Pennsylvania where they had to depopulate a ton of birds. So it recently showed up in dairy cattle, and we didn't know before this that it was going to be able to do that. So it's not as bad in dairy cattle as it is in birds. They get sick for about 2 weeks, they drop in milk production, and then they get better, but they can give it back to birds. So they can get it from birds, they can give it cow to cow, and then they can give it back to birds. So this is a really big concern for our producers who have dairies and who have chicken houses, if it shows up on their farms. So the USDA put out a federal order last week stating that lactating dairy cattle moving across state lines are going to have a negative test before they can move. And then PA kind of upped the ante and said that any dairy cattle under a year of age is going to have to be tested to move state lines. So this does not affect like within PA travel. Right now, PDA is trying to figure out what we're going to do about fairs this summer. So as of right now, cattle at fairs are a go, but that could change depending on if Pennsylvania gets a positive case for this in dairy cattle. So we'll see how that goes. And then there is a risk if you are drinking raw milk that humans could get this. So raw milk is milk that has not been pasteurized, meaning it hasn't been heat treated. So milk that is sold in the grocery stores, that's pasteurized, it's been heat treated, it kills this disease. But it is legal for farmers to sell raw milk in Pennsylvania with a permit. So there is a risk with that. Right now, Pennsylvania is not banning the sale of raw milk or anything since we don't have any positive cases, but the USDA is suggesting to not drink raw milk as of right now. And then, you know, there's no chance that this is going to get into the main milk supply. Farmers, there's mandatory reporting, and if they have any infected animals, they have to dump that milk before it goes to the milk supply. And even if there were some sort of crazy thing that were to happen, it would be pasteurized and we would all be safe. So, does anyone have any questions?
What would actually be the harm if someone would?
So,
Trigger.
so far, like from a dairy cow, only one person has gotten this, and it was like a very mild flu. It is not COVID or anything like that. It's you know, a very mild flu. So
Some people do drink the right from the
yes,
farm.
yes, they do. Yep. Yep.
So what steps are being taken to address this flu, or is there some type of vaccine, or are they, what?
So it's kind of like a human flu, you know, how the flu vaccine changes every year for humans. They're not going to make one for animals. There's just not funding available for that, you know? So right now, the best way to keep it from spreading is to not bring new animals onto farms. You know, we're telling people to not bring animals onto their farm unless you know that animal is negative. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I had a few more updates. I just wanted to let Emily kind of give you all an update on that because that's an emerging issue. And I'm still learning myself the complete ins and outs. Just real quick, I just also wanted to share that our master gardeners are also pretty busy at the moment. They are currently planning a Seed the Supper in June at the Oasis Club in Shamokin. And if you're not familiar with the Oasis Club, it's a recovery social club for folks recovering from addiction. And if you're not familiar with Seed the Supper, it is a class that we put on. We try to do it by county that teaches folks how to grow and preserve their own food in the efforts to save money. So that's currently going on. And another outbreak type of thing is we're in the middle of spongy moth season. One of our educators was recently called by WNEP, and they gave a presentation on that. We're getting a lot of calls and questions about what folks can do with the spongy moth outbreaks. The best thing you could have done is back in the winter sign up for a spraying program if you have a forest on your property. Right now what we're recommending is folks put out bans for sticky bands around their trees if they have a few trees in their property, and to catch the caterpillars, because right now we're in caterpillar season. So I've been recommending people check out our website. We have a fact sheet on our website, on our Penn State Extension website, and to follow that, because depending on the time of year, it kind of changes in what form they're in. So other than that, that's all I had. Thank you, Commissioners.
Ethan, are these the same, these are the same things as gypsy moths?
Correct.
Because I've seen some of these nests
Yep.
in some trees, and
Yeah,
on my
if you-
property, I don't have any of them yet, but
That's good.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, if you see the, depending on the time of year, if you see the cocoons and the nests, kill them.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Then once they're moths, everything's generally okay. They're most destructive in their caterpillar form. And also, I also wanted to mention this: if you see caterpillars, try to avoid touching them, because sometimes they can cause skin irritation in folks. It's nothing like poison ivy, but save yourself some misfortune.
Now, as far as the garden goes, okay, I have a rather large garden, and I cut the grass yesterday around the property, but if you're not doing anything like Thursday or Friday, could you come out, and since you're like a master gardener, I need somebody to get the rototiller out there and just clean it up. 'Cause
I just did that with my garden. I'm all worn out.
You're in good shape then, you know what to do. Come on, I'll sit there, I have a lawn chair I could sit in, and I'll just tell you what I want you to do.
We can provide guidance if you would like that, information.
I'm looking for a little more than I have enough guidance, so. Thank you.
Yep, thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, at this point, we will ask for citizens' input regarding agenda items only. I don't know if you want to.
I think you're going to be at the end, gals.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so a motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the minutes of the Commissioners' Public Meeting held on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded?
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
A motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels payrolls as submitted by the Human Resource Office for payroll number 7 in the amount of $728,351.65, and payroll number 8 in the amount of $762,974.86, and payroll number 9 in the amount of $743,248.95.
So moved.
Seconded?
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels bills as submitted by the county controller in the amount of $6,060,835.77.
Moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye. Aye. Motion
Aye.
carries. Guys,
One thing on that, you forgot to say from March 30th to just the 24 to May 6, 2024. Just a
Note.
housekeeping. Okay.
Under the announcements, a work session will be held on Tuesday, May 21st, 2024, beginning at 10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Conference Room. The next regular public meeting will be held on Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, at 1 p.m. in the Public Meeting Room at the Administration Center at 399 Stadium Drive in Sunbury. The Prison Board meeting will be held on Wednesday, May 8th, 2024, at 11 a.m. at the Administration Center at 399 Stadium Drive in Sunbury. The Northumberland County Courthouse, Administration Center, related county facilities will be closed on Monday, May 27, 2024, in observance of the Memorial Day holiday. And there were 4 bids received for the roof replacement at the Southern Complex. The bid will be awarded after confirmation by our county engineer that the bids qualify for the required specifications.
Let me talk about that. Let me bring up the bids. We did receive the bids. We are going to award the contract to the lowest bidder. We're just in the process of checking to make sure the bids met the qualifications that we wanted as far as the shingles, are they 30-year shingles? Are they what we wanted? And once we figure that out and we confirm that, we will award the bid to the lowest bidder. Right, Frank? Okay.
Okay, a motion is needed for the commissioners to sign the state tax equalization voucher for transfers of real estate for the month of March 2024 as submitted by the assessment office.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the employee status sheet list of new hires, individuals no longer employed, promotions, demotions, and transferred as items number 1 through 37, excluding number 20.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the following reports, and these include the coal royalty report as submitted by the county engineer, the tax claim bureau report, and the monthly fiscal status reports as submitted on behalf of the weatherization department.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the renewal of an agreement with Ursula Q. Kessler to provide title search services to the Tax Claims Bureau of Northumberland County.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the renewal of an agreement with Andrea L. Pencil to provide title search services to the Tax Claims Bureau of Northumberland County. This is a ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the amendments to the agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Palmetto Posting, Inc. as follows. Extend the term of the agreement through calendar years 2024 to 2027. Price per posting will be $32.50 year 2024, $35 year 2025, $37.50 year 2026, and $40 per year 2027. And this is a ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye. Motion carries.
A motion is needed to give permission to advertise for the superstructure replacement for County Bridge Number 26 located on T-387 Wolf Road over Schwaben Creek in Washington Township on behalf of the county engineer.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the amendments to the Northumberland County Personnel Policy Manual for policy number EM-3.0, the daily on-call dress code, EM-4.0, the dress code for court appearances, WA-1.0 bereavement leave, WA-5.0 holidays, WA-6.0 sick leave, and WA-7.0 vacation and personal leave.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to authorize the Northumberland County Behavioral Health and Intellectual Development Services, BHIDS, to purchase through the CoStars program 4 2024 Ford Explorers from Sunbury Motors, funded by BHIDS block grant at a cost of $178,515.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, Carmine, that's money not from the general fund, correct? Okay, I just want to make sure that I understand that and the people understand that. Okay, thank you. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to appoint Chief Clerk Nathan Savage to the Children and Youth Advisory Board for a 3-year term beginning January 1st, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2026, or until a replacement's appointed, whichever shall come later, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the agreement between Northumberland County and Vexel Imaging, Centennial, Colorado, for direct purchase of aerial data on behalf of the following departments: Assessment and Geographic Information Services, GIS. This is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
Tiffany here? No. On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the grant application for the Appropriations Request Program, FY 2024 Community Projects, through offices of Senator Bob Casey Jr. and John Fetterman for $2 million to fund a communication tower, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, that was, Justin's not here either, right? Okay.
But that was through, applied through Senator.
I remember when we made the phone call, but I wanted him to explain it, but that's okay. That's fine. On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the Commissioners to execute the pass-through contract agreement for the STOP formula grant between Transitions of PA and the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the District Attorney's Office, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, I just would like Nathan to explain what this is and He was part of the application process with some of the other departments. Nathan?
So myself, the Commissioner's Office, and Justin Scavry in Planning work directly with the District Attorney's Office, but also with Transitions of PA. So this is a STOP grant coming down that Transitions applied for, specifically for domestic violence and violence against women, cases that are going to be investigated by and through the District Attorney's Office, but the Commissioners allowed the Chief Clerk and Director of Planning to work with the DA's office on this to get extra funding and services for the group. So Transitions asked us to be the applicant for this so that they could receive the funding and expand services.
Questions at all? Okay, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the Commissioners to execute the agreement for dental services provided by Legacy Dental in Danville to provide dental care to the inmates of the Northumberland County Prison effective 5/3/2024, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
On the question, this is part of the process of us taking over our own medical at the prison, and since we have not used prime care anymore, we have to take care of the dental ourselves, and that's what this is about. Okay, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the estimate provided by the Modern Group Bristol to repair the generator located at the county-owned property at 2000 Northwest Drive, Cole Township, at an estimated cost of $1,749.78.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the quote between the Northumberland County Prison and Torpac, Inc., doing business as Phaser Corporation, from Plains for UPS battery backup for prison computers and maintenance action, equipment, functional assessment on behalf of the prison at a cost of $4,020.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, I think this became a problem if anybody is familiar with the blackout we had down in the Walmart, Shamokin area, and the prison is part of that area, and this is why they feel we need to back up everything, because that was a long period of time that power was off. So that's why we're going ahead doing it. Okay, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to accept the professional engineering proposal from KPI Technology for the 3-year agreement of CDBG demolition projects for 2024 to 2026 in the amount of $82 per hour or $121 per hour depending on the skill set required, depending on the skill set required.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the execution by the chief clerk to execute sales orders and/or lease agreements with TOPP Business for copier maintenance and DeLage Landon Financial Services for copier leases as follows. And these are in the Prothonotary Department, Children and Youth, and the Prison Medical Unit specifically.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the following proclamations and awards, and they include Luzerne County Community College 25th anniversary, which was on May 1st, 2024, National Correctional Officers and Employees Week, May 5th to 11th, 2024, and Emergency Medical Services Week, May 19th to 25th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded.
So
On the question, we're going to have Nathan read these because he needs practice in his reading class.
The first is the 25th anniversary of Luzerne County Community College. Whereas Luzerne County Community College, LCCC, Northumberland Regional Center, was dedicated in 1999 and will celebrate its 25th anniversary on May 1st, 2024. And whereas Luzerne County Community College's Northumberland Regional Center is known as the gateway of education and workforce development, conveniently located at 2 Arch Street, Shamokin, offering area residents a variety of courses and academic programs, and serves as a vital hub for higher education in Northumberland County and the surrounding areas. And whereas Luzerne County Community Colleges expanded its nursing program at this site on May 9th, 2022, this expansion was aimed at meeting the growing demand for healthcare professionals in the region, providing area residents with more opportunities for specialized education and training in the field of nursing. In addition to nursing, the most popular programs at this center include criminal justice, psychology, business, general studies, and early childhood education. Whereas Luzerne County Community College's Northumberland Regional Center plays a vital role in providing educational opportunities, fostering community engagement, and supporting student success in Northumberland County. Therefore, be it resolved that the Northumberland County Commissioners do hereby congratulate Luzerne County Community College, the Northumberland Regional Center on its 25th anniversary, express its appreciation for many contributions from Luzerne County Community College, and affirm our commitment to continuing partnership with the Luzerne County Community College for the future of our students and residents.
The commissioners were at the celebration to read that, so that was done at their 25th year celebration at the Career Center. Go ahead, Nathan.
The next is National Correctional Officers and Employees Week. Whereas in 1984, President Ronald Reagan signed Proclamation 5187 creating National Correctional Officers Week, which is recognized as the first full week in May to honor the work of correctional officers and correctional personnel nationwide. And whereas in 1996, Congress officially changed the name of the week to National Correctional Officers and Employees Week. And whereas National Correctional Officers and Employees Week is an ideal time to recognize and celebrate correctional professionals for their devotion, bravery, and their ongoing commitment to being the change that they would like to see. Now therefore be it proclaimed on behalf of the citizens of Northumberland County, the Board of Commissioners is pleased to join with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in proclaiming the week of May 5th to 11th, 2024 as National Correctional Officers and Employees Week.
We have a prison board meeting tomorrow, and I think I'll have Nathan also read that tomorrow. Okay, Chris?
Last one, EMS Week, to designate the week of May 19th to the 25th of 2024 as Emergency Medical Services Week, whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service, and the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas emergency medical services has grown to fill a gap by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative care, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and other out-of-hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of emergency medical service teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it's appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by designating the Emergency Medical Services Week. Now, therefore, in recognition of this event, the Northumberland County Commissioners do hereby proclaim the week of May 19th to the 25th, 2024 as Emergency Medical Services Week.
Can we send a copy of that to everybody you mentioned today?
Well, countywide.
Okay. So that was on the question, so all in favor for the proclamations, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Nathan, that was excellent, and I'd like to make a motion right now that from henceforth and hereafter, that Nathan Savage will read all proclamations. He didn't miss one word, and he didn't stumble once.
How do you know he didn't miss a word? You don't have the proclamation there.
I read through them before the meeting. But I heard you the other day up at Luzerne, and I had to help you with a couple words.
But
So, Nathan, you're going to do it from now on, okay?
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, go ahead, Nathan.
A motion is needed authorizing travel requests and attendance at the following workshops and seminars in accordance with the county's personnel manual travel reimbursement policy as listed in the public meeting agenda.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Motion is needed to adopt the budget amendments as listed in the public meeting agenda.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Solicitors report, Mr. Garrigan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Motion to adopt Resolution R11-24, Resolution of the Northumberland County Board of Commissioners for the approval of the 2024-2025 funding in the amount of $9,208 for the Mount Carmel Borough Lower Anthracite Transportation LAT system.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Resolution R12 through 24, agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Human, Senior, and Social Services and the named service providers as listed. The above Agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports are not with county employees, nor does their organizational contract list county employees as principals in their corporation or on their board of directors, with the exception of contracts with CSO, as Controller Chris Grayson is a member of the CSO board.
I'm waiting for Joe to make a motion here. He's reading him. We should have had Nathan read him for him.
Well, I memorized all those proclamations, and I was finishing up lunch. I didn't get a chance to read through all these. I didn't have them memorized, but now I do. So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. That's it,
Okay,
right? Old business? That would be new business, I assume.
and any new business from the board?
No, gals, use her up, I guess.
Public input.
Hi, I'm Sandra Heim, and this is my friend.
Lana Golden, hi.
I live in Sunbury.
I live in Northumberland.
We are both members of Save Our Susquehanna and the Climate Reality Project. We are thrilled that Encina's not coming in. I know that's not a popular stand, but what we would like to see is some clean business come in, because Northumberland County needs it from everything we can see and from talking to people. So I guess we are here to advocate that when you look at new business, when you go out to find new business for Northumberland County, that you look for businesses that won't harm the citizens of Northumberland County. And the other thing, I guess we have questions about, Drive was inherent in bringing Encina here, even before it was known to the public that they were coming. They had, behind closed doors, meetings and all of this stuff. So a lot of stuff was determined before that first public meeting from Encina. We're not sure that that's such a good idea. The other two groups that we have concerns about are Focus PA and Teams PA. Yeah. Of bringing in fossil fuel industry things. And I know fossil fuels is a big deal here in Pennsylvania, but we need to, instead of looking at the past, we need to be leaders. I would like to see Northumberland County be a leader in bringing in new energy facilities, what we can do to make Northumberland County grow. Bring it in, put us on the map.
Yeah, we've been lied to by the cigarette companies who denied that nicotine was addictive, and then found out that they knew all along that it was. The fossil fuel companies lied to us about climate change, and then we found out that many years ago they were aware of climate change. And there was a recent article in The Guardian that the plastic industry has known for 40 years that these number 3 through 7 plastics are made up of so many toxic chemicals that it's not possible to recycle them, and that it's all a myth. And, we have, like when, as Sandy said, when Drive decided to bring in Encina, some of the information they were given, I'm not sure was totally accurate. And I think the people on those boards, first of all, we should know who they are and who's funding them, especially this Team PA, which just came out recently as the group that's been giving the governor tickets to athletic events and things. But we should know how much money they're getting and who they're getting it from and who are the people on this and what kind of expertise do they have. As far as Drive, it's all people with degrees in business administration and marketing. Maybe someone should be on there with a science background to look at something and see whether it makes sense. So, but anyhow, as Sandy said, we certainly are not against development or bringing in jobs, but we don't want things that are going to harm the area and the people and the whole environment. So.
And I would just like to add, I've lived here for 9 years now. For about 5 years, I've been a member of the Climate Reality Project, which is an international organization. And as part of that, I am what's called a climate reality leader. So I am qualified to give you a presentation and answer questions on all things environmental, and I would like to offer my services to the commission. I would come to a workshop or whatever, and it only takes about an hour. I mean, it's not an all-day affair. It's an hour and what's going on with us and what's going on in the world. And I've looked around at all your water bottles, and I understand. Now, I want you also to understand that only one of those water bottles is actually going to be recycled. The rest of them are going to end up in your landfill, or you're going to pay to have it landfilled somewhere else.
I agree with you, and I'm a promoter of, and I think you ladies would remember the days when soda bottles that were recycled, beer bottles were recycled, milk bottles were recycled, and I think that's where we should go back to. But I don't think the people would do that. I would like to see paper bags at the grocery stores instead of plastics, but it's not something that I don't think a county official can promote. But I agree with you. I don't think we should have any of this. It's convenience, and our society has become a convenient society. And you probably remember, as we do, collecting bottles for 2 cents, and they're a nickel, you know, if we were lucky, a nickel. And they were recycled because they had to be used for the...
Mr. Shikatano, they weren't recycled, they were reused.
They were reused, correct.
Yeah,
Reused,
yeah.
cleaned and reused. And I
Right,
remember,
exactly.
I lived next to the F&S Bury when it was in, and I know how they did it. But that's what we need to go to. But it's not going to happen because of society. I wish somebody would make a proposal that a county could do that. I'd love to go to paper bags. I remember going through the line, paper or plastic. I always took paper because I knew that was something that would dissolve and become part of the environment again. But
Actually, even better than the paper would be your reusable cloth bag that you can use for many years and then feed it to somebody's goat.
thank you. And,
Yes, thank you.
And you can, it is possible for government officials to say we don't want the plastics in the bags in the grocery stores and the stores. California has done it, and others, Maine has also. Those are the two that I have been there and seen it. They charge. If you don't bring your own bag to the grocery store, you can have a paper bag, but it's going to cost you 10 cents. So it's just much cheaper to buy that 99-cent bag and carry that for the next year.
So maybe we can start those changes back.
Oh, I think that would be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Commissioner Shikatano, you got a nickel for the quart bottles, not that they were, you had to have a quart of soda, because
I don't remember courts back in those
well,
days.
that was, we used to get, we walk around neighborhoods trying to get the bottles and take them and get a buck, and then we could get a milkshake or two or whatever back in the day. Yeah, it was pretty good. Good times.
Okay, or any other statements, questions? Larry, you have anything? Okay, all right, then we'll adjourn. Thanks, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.